How's it going, everyone? It's me, it's Jinsula. Hope you're having a good day, and welcome to another Pokemon Go video. Today we're going to take a look at probably the most menacing Pokemon for the Go Battle League, and it is none other than Trevenant. This ghost tree is probably one of the most powerful Pokemon currently in the game, at least when it comes to the Great League and Ultra League. Getting yourself a Trevenant with good PVP IVs can essentially be like a cheat code in the Go Battle League. I'm going to be explaining why in this video, so let's roll the intro and get right into it. Alright, let's talk about Trevenant. So, for anyone who has been super active in the Go Battle League over the past couple years, you would know just how powerful and game-breaking this one Pokemon can be. In terms of the current meta, Trevenant is ranked number 2 in the Great League and number 4 in the Ultra League. Within the Great League, this Pokemon is a direct counter to some of the most common Pokemon you will come across. It has key wins versus Medicham, Lantern, Swampert, Sableye, and Galarian Stunfisk, but it doesn't just end there. The list of Pokemon that Trevenant can easily defeat is numerous, and most players will not have any easy answers against it. Some of the Pokemon that you could use to counter Trevenant include Scrafty, Skarmory, Obstagoon, Shadow Nidoqueen, and Altaria. However, you will want to be careful, because Trevenant's high firepower with its stats and moves could still coin flip most of those matchups. Now, when it comes to the Ultra League, it is a very similar story. It has key wins versus Escavalier, Swampert, Cresselia, Altered Form Giratina, and Nidoqueen. These are really powerful Pokemon in the Ultra League meta, and Trevenant handles all of them. One of the benefits of Trevenant is its offensive power. It has incredible shield pressure, very spammy moves, and base stats that makes it one of the hardest hitting Pokemon in these leagues. Speaking of which, let's go over the details of this Pokemon. Trevenant is a Ghost and Grass type Pokemon. It is weak against Dark, Fire, Flying, Ghost, and Ice type attacks. Trevenant also has double resistance to Fighting type and Normal type attacks, and a regular resistance to Electric, Grass, Ground, and Water type attacks. This Pokemon is incredibly unique, as there's not a lot of Pokemon with both the Ghost and Grass type combination. This can give it a clear advantage over a lot of Pokemon, since they won't know exactly how to navigate this typing. Your opponents might think you have the advantage with a Flying type, but Trevenant's Shadow Ball could wipe them out, mainly because of its high attack stat. Trevenant's base stats include a 201 base attack stat, a 154 base defense stat, and a 198 base stamina stat. These are actually really good stats, especially for PvP. It has a decent amount of defense and stamina, but it has a really high attack stat compared to most others. You won't have to worry about safety issues like when you run Gengar or Haunter, but you also don't have to worry about whether or not you can deal enough damage. Trevenant really is the full package. I like to think of it as the Grass and Ghost type equivalent to Swampert, which in and of itself is really strong in either the Great League and Ultra League. The fun part, however, is that Trevenant is a direct counter to Swampert. You can pretty much one-shot it with a single unshielded charge attack. Speaking of which, next let's talk about Trevenant's arsenal of moves. This Pokemon can come with the fast attacks Sucker Punch and Shadow Claw, and the charge attacks Foul Play, Shadow Ball, and Seed Bomb. The most ideal moveset is pretty straightforward. You will simply want to go with whatever benefits from a same type attack bonus. This means you will want to run with Shadow Claw as its fast attack, and then Shadow Ball and Seed Bomb as its charge attacks. You could try out the Dark type attacks for type coverage in a specialty cup, but Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball are just too strong of a move combination. Adding Seed Bomb on top of that gives you great coverage against most meta Pokemon like Swampert and Galarian Stunfisk, and you can use it to bait out shields as well. Now, similar to Pokemon like Swampert, you will want as close as you can to the rank 1 IVs. This is because Trevenant can still be squishy compared to most of the Pokemon you may commonly come across. Even though its higher offensive capabilities makes up for the lack of bulk, you will still want to help your Trevenant stay longer in battle with those ideal IVs. For the Great League, Trevenant's rank 1 IVs are 0 attack, 15 defense, and 15 stamina. For the Ultra League, Trevenant's rank 1 IVs are 1 attack, 15 defense, and 15 stamina. Get as close to these IVs as you can so that you can have a strong advantage in battle. So yeah, Trevenant is an absolute machine when it comes to the Great League and Ultra League. On top of being just an absolute menace in the meta for those leagues, it is just all around really powerful for PvP. It does have some key vulnerabilities, however, so you will want to make sure you team it up with Pokemon that can cover it. Some really good examples of Great League teams running this Pokemon include Galarian Stunfisk as the lead, Jumpluff as the switch, and Trevenant as the closer. If you end up with a bad lead with your Galarian Stunfisk, then you can pivot to Trevenant. Jumpluff is also there to round out the team with some fast energy attacks. Credit to Though Technical for this team, as it granted me a ton of wins. You could also pair up Trevenant with Swampert, which will give you insane type coverage and a whole lot of offensive power. Have a good bulky coverage Pokemon as the third, and you'll be good to go. Try this team from House Dark 93, where they have Alolan Ninetales as the lead and Swampert and Trevenant behind it. And then finally, probably my personal favorite team is one consisting of Altaria, Galarian Stunfisk, and Trevenant. This team complements each other really well, and there's just a whole lot of well-roundedness with this team. You can open with Altaria, which is one of the best leads in the Great League, and then pivot to Trevenant when necessary. The key strength to this particular team is counterplay. You will want to frustrate your opponent with some switches and shielding so that they get whittled down. This has been my main squad so far in the Great League, and it's performed pretty well. So yeah, there's just a lot of upsides to using Trevenant in either the Great League and Ultra League. Not only is it a major threat that your opponents will have to deal with, but you can easily slot it into pretty much any team makeup. It has very few counters, and it is itself a counter to so many Pokemon. I really think if there's a single Pokemon you should focus on with this current or future Halloween event, it has got to be Phantom. Getting as many of these as you can will increase your chance at getting a Rank 1 IV Trevenant, and you will definitely want to get as much candy as possible. Even if you don't have a Rank 1, get as close as possible to the 1500 or 2500 CP limit, because you will for sure want to run this Pokemon in either the Great League or the Ultra League. I would highly recommend it, because this Pokemon will be meta for the foreseeable future. And with that said, that's going to be it for this video. Now, I would love to know your thoughts down below. Are you running Trevenant in the Go Battle League, or do you have a strong counter against it? Let me know in the comments, and let's have a great discussion. And if you ended up enjoying this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support my channel in any way, big or small, then be sure to check out the links in the description below. For all my patrons, they get a permanent spot on my in-game friends list, so if you want to interact with me in some way, like with remote raids, then do consider becoming a patron on my Patreon. But yeah, that's going to be it. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I will catch you all later.